Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. Martirosyan says he's going to give Golovkin nightmares. He has what it takes to beat Triple G. He ain't no robot. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing if you want to become part of the gang. Notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, Martirosyan, late replacement for Gennady Golovkin, May 5th. Golovkin, I guess, supposedly is taking over the Mexican dates. They're calling this Mexican style, even though neither guy in the main event is Mexican. And the people I've heard they're putting on the undercard or trying to, like Chocolatito, isn't Mexican. But whatever. That's what they've coined it as. Now, Martirosyan, he works with the snack company, and he's been training. Obviously, he has very little time to prepare. They have a snack facility out here in the Bay Area where I'm at. And Martirosyan says, I've got this opportunity to shock the world. I'm not fighting a robot. Triple G, he's human and he's very beatable. I'm excited for this fight. I'm training at Snack, and I believe we got the blueprint for victory. He also goes on to say Daniel Jacobs came out here and did his thing when he fought Golovkin in the Snack facility. So they think they have the blueprint. He says he's been away from the sport for some time, but he says these are the opportunities and the moments that people wait for. They wait for these opportunities, these phone calls. And there's a video I'll put from the Snacks YouTube page, and you guys can watch Vonna's training. A very short clip. Let me know what you guys think. Listen, my thing is this: Martirosyan, I don't know what it comes across as to people, like, because I told you guys I wasn't up for this fight. It has nothing to do with Martirosyan. I even talked to Paulie Malignaggi last night, and it's on camera, so the interview's coming. And he says he's a stand-up guy. He comes to bring it. Right, which I agree with. I mean, he doesn't go. He was very game versus Erislandy Lara in both fights with Erislandy Lara. Some people would even say he beat Jermell Charlo, and we see how good both of the Charlos are. He knocked down Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Right. The thing is, it's all things considered. It's not even just the fact that it's a guy coming up from 154 and a guy coming off of a loss. And a guy who has lost to Demetrius Andrade and Erislandy Lara, had a tough fight with Willie Nelson. It's not just those things. He's been on a long layoff. It's all things considered. Now, it'd be one, and it's not even so much Vonna's. This is not his. I don't blame Vonna's for this, because listen, if you've been starved out, and he says in this video a lot of boxing politics, which kept him out of the sideline. He didn't like his situation with Al Heyman for whatever reason. Now I believe he's with Don King. So I don't blame Vonna's. I mean, if you've been unemployed for 2 years and you're looking for a job and you're not really getting the calls, and then, you know, Taco Bell calls you, you'd be like, okay, I'll take it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying Golovkin is Taco Bell, but I'm just saying you need money. This is your livelihood. You know what I'm saying? So you're going, and they're fighters, so you probably feel you can beat them. Now, in this case, it's not a Taco Bell. It's a fancier restaurant. A guy who has all the belts but one. A guy who has a name that people know at this point. It's going to be a good crowd, probably, just because the tickets are cheap and it's in the StubHub Center, which has produced some really good fights. So, you know what I mean? All things considered, it should be a good turnout. So, of course, a fighter's going to take it. You've been starved out, and you haven't had a fight in 2 years. And then on top of that, you're an Olympian, so you believe you can beat this person. Like he says, I'm not fighting a robot. The only thing is, like I said, all things considered, that's what makes it hard. Like, let's say they push this back and say we're going to fight Vonna's in July so he could get a full regular camp under regular circumstances. Then that would be a little bit better. Like, it'd still be a guy coming off a 2-year layoff and hasn't had a fight. It would still be a guy coming up from 54, and it would still be a guy coming off a loss. However, at least he would have had the adequate, because the snack facilities are very nice. You know what I mean? State of the art. They have supplements and all types of stuff. So that's great, but I mean, that can't fully account for potential ring rust and inactivity and, you know what I mean, loss of muscle memory. You know what I'm saying? It can't control all those things. So I really wish Golovkin canceled this fight date. It's not important to Golovkin, who's from Kazakhstan, to fight on this historical, quote unquote, Mexican days. So at least just push it back if you wanted to fight Vanes Martirosyan. You know what I mean? I think that would have been fair to give him a proper camp. But I just feel it's kind of unfortunate for the guy who has all the straps, except for the Billy Joe Saunders WBO strap, and he's fighting a guy who has to move up in weight, has little time to prepare, has a 2-year layoff, and coming off a loss. You know what I mean? At least if you had to fight Vanes, right, push it back. You know what I mean? And then it created a whole new can of worms because guys like Derevyanchenko and Andre raised their hand, and then on top of Vanes he's not ranked, hasn't proven anything at middleweight, so we don't know what his punching power is like at middleweight. We don't know anything. Looks like he has a good size frame and whatnot, but we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. You know what I mean? Boxing, expect the unexpected, so maybe it could be a better fight than some people expect. Maybe he has tremendous power. I don't know. It's hard telling with the guy who's been inactive for 2 years. But either way, Vanes says he has the blueprint. Let me know what you guys think. Can he in any? But you know, I will say this. This is what I will say. This is being 100% fair and transparent, like I am with you guys. This is a type of situation that it doesn't really hurt Vanes. You know what I'm saying? Because he's bold, he's daring to be great. So this doesn't really hurt him. You know, no one's gonna really fault him if he got knocked out, or if he lost a decision, or if he got knocked down, because this was supposed to happen. You're going up fighting the guy who's the #1 middleweight, and he's a power guy with a hell of a chin. He's strong. You know what I mean? And his last couple fights have been tough. So no one's gonna, it benefits him, and he's gonna get whatever type of paycheck he's getting for fighting a name like Golovkin. Now on the flip side, fights like this actually hurt the guy who's not supposed to be taking that type of fight or that level of fight. Here's how. Because even if Vanes loses, if he can make it compelling enough, if he can make it competitive enough, or God forbid for Golovkin, if he can push the pacing or the envelope to the point where it's like a Danny Jacobs type of, I don't know if he won, I don't know who won. Some people say Vanes won, some people say Triple G. Then as far as I'm concerned, that's a win for Vanes Martirosyan. So it's all these times when fighters take these wrong style fights, it always, like Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn. That's another example of it. Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn. That's not who Pacquiao should have been in there with Lucas Matisse back then, or Terrence Crawford. He was the rightful person that HBO was trying to build up Pacquiao, and then he ended up losing to him. It just makes you look worse, because there was a fight that, even though the guy was able to beat you, that's not the fight that was next in sequential order that you really should have been fighting. So we'll see what Vanes can do, if he can make it interesting. I have to take talk with the grain of salt, especially, again, a guy who's been inactive for 2 years, and the real reason is everybody says whatever, like Mike Tyson says, everyone has the blueprint and all that until they get punched in the mouth. Everyone has a game plan until they get punched in the mouth. So we know Golovkin hits hard. He has a crazy jab, and he has a crazy chin. He got that vibranium adamantium in his chin. So if Vanes, being the smaller guy and being on inactivity, if he can't get off his shots in a way that makes Golovkin respect him, then there's gonna be a nightmare for him. But like I said, Vanes, I don't believe he's been stopped. So I do believe he's tough, and I think he's game. But being game, there's only so much you can do when everything else is against you. So that's just kind of my thoughts. Let me know, can Vanes make this interesting? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego, son.